Well, in 2020, with the whole pandemic situation, a lot of people turned to web cameras to do live streaming from their house since they were kind of stuck indoors. And of course, with live streaming cameras, a lot of them started getting price gouged. So a lot of people started going to their mirrorless cameras, like with what I've done with my Canon M50. But today I want to show you a web camera that's from a company called, let's take a look inside the box and look at this webcam. This one here is called Suirui. Suirui? I don't know. I'm not good at pronouncing some of these names, and I apologize for that. But we're going to see, is this budget web camera that shoots 1080p, 30 frames per second, is it really worth it? And that's coming right up. Now, one of the best ways to tell if a web camera is actually any good is I'm going to show you what my normal setup looks like with the Canon M50, and I'm going to use a Blue Yeti microphone for the audio, and then we're going to try this web camera, this budget web camera, see how the video looks with this one, and then we're also going to check the audio. Now, if you look on the front, it's got the little hidden side doors so that you can actually cover up the camera for privacy's sake. So that is a nice little touch, and I think also when you close these doors, it covers up the microphones because there are supposed to be stereo microphones on this, so we'll check that out. But let's get into a comparison versus my normal setup versus this budget web camera and see how good it is. Okay, so this is what my normal webcam situation would look like regarding the Canon M50. Now, a lot of my live streams have been done at home, but this is just to show you just how it looks in this type of setting. Let me make sure I've got it on all the way out. So that's as wide as it's going to get. You see it right there? That is actually the top of my display monitor. So, but this is the widest look that it gets. I'm approximately an arm's length away from the camera. I'm using my Blue Yeti microphone for the audio pickup. I'm recording with OBS Studio just so you see with the EOS Canon utility how that this looks. Now I'm going to change over to this budget web camera, see how it looks, how wide its field of view is. We'll use it with the Blue Yeti, but then I'll also change it over and use the internal microphone as well, just so we can see how does it sound compared to the Blue Yeti. If you can actually use the built-in microphones of this budget little webcam. Okay, so now we're looking at this budget Suirui. I'm not going to mess with the name. This S budget webcam. So I'm running this now through OBS Studio just to see how it looks. It's 1080p, and from what I can see on the screen, it's a little bit oversaturated, a little bit on the reds tones. I do have a little bit red cheeks normally, but this is just a little bit more than normal. The contrast that you see in the chest here on his shirt, it's a little bit over contrasty. I guess this is stuff that you can fix in post, but if you're doing a live stream with this may be a little bit concerning for some people out there. Now, the audio that you're hearing right now is coming from the Blue Yeti, and now we're going to switch over to the built-in microphones of this budget webcam. So first the Blue Yeti, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going over to the microphones of the budget webcam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now, is this passable audio that you can use if you want to be able to live stream and just use the built-in microphones? I think the image quality is not bad. I mean, it's got a good field of view on it. It's pretty wide. We'll do a side-by-side shot of the Canon M50 versus this. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that this one's actually going to be just a little bit wider than what the Canon M50 is, even the Canon being set at 15 millimeters. So we'll see field of view how it is. Audio, I'm going to suspect that the Blue Yeti is going to be better in audio, but can you get by with this? Now, I am, once again, roughly about arm's length. Actually, I scooched forward a little bit closer to the monitor because I didn't want it to cheat in its field of view. So I had the Canon behind it. Now I've moved up a little bit closer, so I'm still within finger's reach of this webcam's lens, so that it should be a pretty fair comparison between the two. So considering the price of this webcam, the capture cards if you're going to run your Canon or Sony's or whatever, and you want to be able to get the Elgato 4K capture card, that still is going to run you over $100 just for the capture card. Is your live stream going to be a little bit better quality? Is it going to shoot out in 4K? I'm not really sure what YouTube does with an OBS signal in 4K, if it actually converts it over and keeps it in 4K, or does it downscale it to 1080p. That I'm not sure about, because I'm not a live streamer per se, to any extent that I would say that I'm very proficient at it. I've done it a few times. It's been fun. I plan on doing a lot more, but for the price of this budget web camera, I think the video quality looks good. It's got a good sharpness to it. A little bit oversaturated in the colors, like I said. The contrast is, you can really tell how blotchy that is. But then again, there may be a setting in OBS that I can fine-tune some of the picture values, but I just wanted to pass this along. I think that this is possibly a good little setup for those of you that are at home that are doing Skype meetings or Zoom calls with your employers. I think that if you grab yourself an external microphone that, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I switched back to the Blue Yeti, but I think that if you get yourself a good external microphone, you've got a pretty good little budget setup that you can do some live streaming at home if you want to do it for YouTube or for video conferencing for work. So I think all in all, not a bad little deal. I've seen web cameras that were sent to me before that I tested them out. The image quality was horrible image quality. The colors were just unbelievably, like I said, I do not have a front-facing light on me right now, and I'm just using the fluorescent lights right up above me. So all in all, pretty good little budget webcam in my opinion. I'll put product links in the description below, and remember, I'll catch you in the next review. Bye-bye. People will use air conditioner just came on. Really? Then again, it is 90 degrees outside. Alright, starting video and audio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And of course, air conditioner comes back on again.